China flexed its military muscle at its politically charged military parade, showcasing some never-before-seen missiles, tanks, and fighter jets. Among the military hardware, China unveiled a new intercontinental ballistic missile, giant underwater drones, and an LY-1 laser weapon. The parade also featured several new hypersonic warheads, an area where Beijing is advancing. Experts noted that China has been focused on developing its missile and rocket forces as a key part of its defense strategy to counter US naval superiority. At the event, Chinese leader Xi Jinping praised the armed forces and cast China as an unstoppable force. The parade, marking the 80th anniversary of China's victory over Japan in World War II, took place in Tiananmen Square and was attended by leaders from across the world. It showcased how Beijing has spearheaded a modernization drive in the People's Liberation Army. Xi has funneled billions into developing weapons to turn the PLA into what he says is a world-class fighting force by the mid-century. The US has noted Beijing's rapid military build-up, declaring China was outpacing the US through 2 decades of focused military investment in its national defense strategy of 2022.
U.S. President Donald Trump says 11 narco-terrorists were killed in a U.S. strike on an alleged Venezuelan drug boat. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said the U.S. military conducted a kinetic strike on the boat operated by the Venezuelan Tango gang. Speaking to reporters at the Oval Office, the U.S. president said this is the latest in a continuous fight his administration is leading to combat the flow of narcotics into the U.S.
You'll see that we just over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat, a lot of drugs in that boat. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time, and we just, these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela, so we took it out.
Trump shared a video of the strike along with his post, which showed a speedboat carrying numerous people burst into flames after the strike. Venezuela's communications minister commented on the video posted by Trump, citing irregularities and calling it AI-generated. The escalation comes after Trump intensified U.S. presence in the Caribbean to address the threat posed by drug cartels. His deployment of several naval battleships prompted Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro to deploy soldiers on the coast and urged the public to enlist in civilian militias. Trump accuses Maduro of leading the Tango gang, a claim which contradicts a U.S. intelligence assessment, which found no credible links between the two. Caracas, meanwhile, accuses Washington of attempting to orchestrate a regime change in seek of the country's riches, which possesses the world's largest proven oil reserves.
More than 1,400 people have been killed and 3,000 injured in eastern Afghanistan after a devastating quake. The 6.0 magnitude earthquake rocked the towns in the province of Kunar near the city of Jalalabad and neighboring Nangarhar. With much of the region affected lying in remote, inhospitable terrain, officials have warned the death toll may rise significantly as emergency teams struggle to gain access. The Afghan Red Crescent put the confirmed death toll at 825 as of Monday afternoon and reported widespread damage to property and infrastructure. A government spokesperson quoted by local media put the figures at 812 dead and some 2,500 injured. It's not the first time a deadly earthquake has struck Afghanistan. In 2023, a 6.3 magnitude quake killed thousands as it hit the region.
Defense and security were identified as the key priority to bolster EU global influence. This was determined by a Eurobarometer poll published by the European Parliament on Wednesday. 37% of those surveyed believe that the security of the continent is the main challenge for member states at an international level.
C'est la plus grande priorité qui ressort pour l'Union européenne. C'est la deuxième priorité quand on parle des priorités de ce que le Parlement européen devrait faire. Évidemment, il y a des contrastes État membre par État membre.
After defense, 32% of respondents believe that the EU must take action to boost competitiveness in order to strengthen its international position. followed by energy independence at 27%. Overall, citizens want member states to play a greater role in protecting Europeans from global crises and security threats. To achieve this, respondents believe that more joint projects are needed.
78% indiquent que ce serait bien de faire des projets où l'on finance les projets en commun, parce qu'il y a une plus grande valeur ajoutée que si on la finance État membre par État membre. Donc c'est important comme signal au moment où on lance les discussions sur le budget à long terme de l'Union européenne, de savoir que ce budget commun est perçu comme une manière positive d'avoir un levier pour des projets en commun.
At the same time, the survey shows that granting governments a blank check is out of the question. 85% of Europeans believe that EU funds should be conditional on respect for rule of law and democratic values. Overall, citizens have a positive image of the EU, with 73% of those surveyed believing that their country has benefited from joining the European project.
Argentine dancing partners Leandro Bocha and Michaela Garcia won the stage category of the World Tango Championship finals on Tuesday. The pair took home the top prize during the grand finale at the Grand Rex Theatre in front of hundreds of fans. Dancers from over 50 countries competed for the title as both amateur and professional couples showcased their skills in two main categories, Salon Tango and Stage Tango. The competition is the centerpiece of the Tango BA Festival and World Championship, which runs from August 20th to September 2nd.
Yo, de hecho, todavía no caigo, fui al baño, me vomité todo, como que es un montón. La verdad que nosotros hace años bailamos, y no juntos, pero bueno, él baila otras danzas, yo también, y esto nos unió y nos está abriendo este camino hermoso, así que agradecidos de poder transitarlo.
Organised by the Buenos Aires Ministry of Culture, the festival includes over 500 activities at more than 50 locations, with over 2,000 artists participating in concerts and dance classes. Tango, a traditional dance with a rich heritage in Argentina and Uruguay, was designated a UNESCO World Heritage.
I do not see it as a real medical condition. I see text neck as another manifestation of some skepticism towards new technology. And it's actually, I think, interesting from a historical perspective, because we often see these new disease definitions when new technology emerges. For example, when the first trains started, the first railways were made. It was considered very unhealthy for the back to travel at such high speeds. When everyone started to have computers in the 90s, we had a mouse, and all of a sudden we had an epidemic of neck and spine problems and arm problems from using the mouse. And today we hardly speak about it anymore. It's just gone away. So neck pain is a very common symptom in the population. And we know it's more common in office workers and in students and in people who are kind of forced in their everyday to be in a particularly fixed position. I would advise people who are very sedentary to be active in their spare time, physically active. We can see in large studies in populations that people who have a sedentary job and who are physically active when they are not at work have less pain and less risk of developing chronic pain than people who are also sedentary when they are off work.
This is the psionic ability hand. It's made for both humans if you're missing a hand or on robots. And I can control it with these two buttons, so I can shake hands with it. We can do different grips with it. We've gone paragliding with it. We've cracked eggs with it. We've flipped pancakes with it, folded laundry. We've done dishes. And so all these household daily tasks, but also more extreme things like flaming board breaking, where we had 3 wooden boards, set it on fire, and we had one of our users punch through it.
The house is the final frontier. I really believe that humanoids will go to space first and then to the houses. Because it's much easier to operate such a machine in a different extraterrestrial environment. The house is the final frontier in the sense that it's so unstructured, so dynamic. It requires dexterous manipulation. It requires a level of skill that only humans have. So for a humanoid system, it is really the holy grail.
Now we have $3, $4, $5 billion circulating within the next 18 months in the humanoid global industry. This means that in 12 months is what we call in the United States make or break. It's either it happens or it doesn't happen. So I think that we're going to see in the next 12 months cracking problem after problem in assembly, in transportation, in moving in logistics.